We have, though, one more set for us to commentate in loser's side. And after that, you know what that is?
Top 8.
We're going into top 8 after this set. And what is coming up now is Hollow, one of the wildcard picks of this tournament, who has risen through the rankings and pretty much, he's gone the mile already. I think gone a fair bit further than people expected him to go. And I'm here for it. I want to see him keep
honestly, like, there were, like, 2 players who I'm like really enjoying the eras of at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's Jezzo and it's Hollow.
Both from the same kind of scene as well, I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to say that's the funniest part, actually. Like, I'm just like, both players are like massively on the rise. Hollow especially, I think, is kind of exploded back. Obviously, always been a like pretty, notable player.
Yeah.
Obviously, going by the sort of tags of like Banjo in the past, Biohazard. So kind of always been up there. But especially lately, I think it's been really showing that like he could stand up amongst the best.
Yeah. As someone from the kind of like local scene of Essex, I can let you know actually what's been going on. Basically, the EOE water supply has been bottled and sent a little bit further down
you finally
south.
got the supply there.
Yeah. We're starting a distribution thing. DMGP, if you want it for your local
I was going to
scene.
say, I saw GP was like sending out.
Yeah.
So I was good. You got it fun.
But yeah, on the other side, we do have Jodgers,
Of
who
course.
is obviously, the set has gotten going. Jodgers has also put on a very good showing so far. Another player, like I was saying earlier, that has kind of captured my heart since this event started and kicked off and got planning. Absolutely amazing guy, and really fun to watch play as well.
I'll tell you what, completely like sort of unrelated to play. Very good commentator as well.
Yeah,
his analysis is sick.
Really, actually, like we obviously
What a
did a little
voice.
bit. I think it was it earlier or was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Yes, it was
yesterday. He was on.
Yeah, really analytical, very knowledgeable in this game. Like he knows his stuff.
Oh, but what he doesn't know is that there's always a Wonder Wing brewing when you're playing against Hollow.
Yeah.
And it will slam into you unless you are... the moment you're asleep at the wheel, the moment you autopilot, you will see Kazooie turn goals and a bear sprinting towards you head first.
It's wild because I feel like Hollow was also perfectly like encapsulated the idea of like 90% of the time I'm like, PR level and like 10% of the time I've got 5 million GSP in a dream. Like, because the Wonder Wing play from Hollow sometimes really makes me question things. But then it's Wonder Wings like that I'm like, that was smart as hell. It was catching the runaway, grab the banana, space yourself, excellent news. And then it'll be like, there was literally a set yesterday where it was like 5 Wonder Wings in a row.
Yeah.
And it was just...
In his defense, that was your fault. Yours is in the casters. I don't know if... Were you casting at that point?
I think I
think we were.
because he did 3, and then the casters were going, another! And he could hear, so he went...
Yeah,
and
that was us.
That was on you.
Yeah,
but he would have done that anyway. I'm going
and
to
we'll
level
do
with
it
you.
again more!
I mean, the fact that he did 3 first and then we started chanting is like, right, you know what? But that's the thing, though, is that, it's sometimes like the level 1 plays are the best plays because, sometimes it's about keeping it simple. And if your opponent is, thinking 3-4 levels ahead, you could still get that level 1 read and it's going to work as effectively. But I do think the issue is with an event like this in particular, where Hollow's going to be there, is that having that knowledge, you can be that little more prepared for it. People know what Hollow is like. People know that that is something that is sometimes predictable from him. So we're going to see how Jodgers keeps it. And honestly, they're both keeping it very respectable at the moment, but Hollow showing what happens when a bear gets fruit in his system and just this monkey cannot get in.
Yeah, I mean, like, you've been seeing a lot, actually, of Jodgers being able to catch these Wonder Wings, actually. And, like, genuinely, like, Diddy quite nice in this matchup, like, seemingly, because obviously having that sort of side B which you can catch with. And obviously we've seen Jodgers just being able to grab it regardless, like, showing that he's got absolute balls of steel, to just challenge it regardless. But, unfortunately, of course, sometimes, that's what we see there.
I adore the fact that Jodgers went for the up B, intentionally knowing that there were a lot of projectiles out.
Yeah.
To just have that extra hitbox just out and about. Yeah. To really stress out Jodgers, but then, to stress out Hollow rather. But then, Hollow being a step ahead manages to get the banana into the up smash, and now things are getting a little scary for Jodgers. What started off as, very much toe-to-toe is going to be difficult. Again, outside of, like, forward smash from Diddy Kong, he can struggle to kill for a little bit. And also, when the banana's here, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely, like, this is kind of what I'm saying, like, Hollow does not need to really do anything because Jodgers needs to come to him. And like, you know, when you got a character with zoning tools like Banjo does, then, I mean, like, you know.
Make the most of it.
Yeah, literally.
And being able to do that whilst holding banana is huge. That's a real big thing. Oh my god, you were behind! You were behind! Kazooie does not care! Oh, hang on.
But still alive though, but obviously having taken a bit of a battering. 114, obviously Jodgers still needs to take that stock away as well. The banana not quite hitting, but the Jodgers still able to convert with that back air, throwing the banana back down as well. But still on the hunt for this kill and Hollow even, not letting it happen.
Yeah, being a whole stock up is obviously a really nice position to be at, but it doesn't even matter. 1 stock, 2 stocks, it doesn't matter what you're on. If you take the last one, that's the point that matters. The up smash sealing the deal, and there's Banjo on the win screen. And hey, you know that like shark necklace that Banjo's got? What if it's that little shark that Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong ride around on in DK Country?
I'll tell you what,
I
I
Hollow
hope,
just like wrestled a
I
shark.
Yeah.
hope it's the shark from Treasure Trove Cove that
Yeah.
goes in when you're in the water, because honestly, fuck that guy. I've had nightmares. It's all, look at this happy, jovial music. Oh, there's a little Jinjo underneath. I'll go get it. It's like,
Jinjo!
dun, 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 dun. And it's like, I'll fucking eat you. And I'm like, no, I'm 8. Get off me. Like, it's horrible. I hope it's that shark.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Whoa, hell, where's this come from?
No, this has been a thing for a while actually from Jodgers. This is a character that he does actually like to grind out. And in fact, actually, I know him and Minimo talk about a lot of Wolf stuff together. But I mean, Jodgers is, you may have seen from his Twitter, obviously, you know, he likes to post his Twitter clips.
Yeah.
But he is constantly in the training mode. He's like testing new stuff out. And it just so happens that Wolf is one of those characters. He does like to lab things out. So this is a genuine secondary from Jodgers. You know, this is not kind of a joke or anything like that. This is actually a good secondary from him.
I
Yeah.
like the fact it's come out game 2.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because even if it doesn't work out, you can go back to the Diddy Kong game 3 and you've still got data to work with. It gets a bit scary when you sort of do or die on the secondary, because, you know, you don't have the time to gather the data, you just got to do it there and then. But Jodgers, again, very, very intelligent player. You speak to him and he's got a lot of good ideas about this game, but it doesn't matter what your IQ is when you're being sent off the blaster. You can't deal with Wonder Wing in that way.
Yeah, I mean, Tracy, like, one of the things that I always kind of say is that, like, sometimes you do see, like, people go to secondaries that, like, game 3, and it is dangerous. Like, sometimes I do, like, think that players kind of need that, like, kind of extra game just to kind of get, like, really just, like, determine if the secondary is needed, which I do agree with, but I am also kind of with you. Like, I am happy to see Jodgers actually have, like, faith that, like, the secondary might be the answer here, and, you know, take a little bit of a battering, but still not out of it here. You know, obviously showing that Jodgers, yeah, he's, like, he knows what he wants to do, and it's just a case if Hollow is going to let it.
Yeah, so like, obviously, matchups are matchups. You can always switch to make yourself more comfortable. It will never change your comfort on a character. Against, yes. On, no. What is the fact that Banjo is Hollow's character through and through. This has been his tried and true since the character dropped. Yeah, there's an alpha in the back. Yeah, there's a Pokemon trainer in the back, somewhat. But that's not what he's playing. He's playing his main, and Jodgers is on the secondary and dropping down to that final stock.
Hollow has such a good idea of when Jodgers wants to repossession himself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the thing is that I feel as if both, like, Diddy Kong and Wolf especially, they do tend to have that habit where if they're unsure of a situation, they can go back, Wolf can fire the laser, Diddy can pull the banana. And Hollow has got such a great understanding of when Jodgers is feeling that pressure and decides to retreat a little bit. Because honestly, the rate of Wonder Wings that I've hit in this set is ludicrous. It is, you know, well over 3/4 of them, I would say.
So I have like a thing that I feel like I noticed it about Wolves, and I don't know if you guys will agree, I don't know if Wolf mates will agree. It feels like, and like I'm watching Jodgers now, and it's clear that it's not just like 1 or 2, because it's kind of happening a little similar thing here. They seem to have modes. They have zoning mode, they have scrapping mode.
Yeah.
And they switch them. You'll never really see a blend. They'll use they will literally distinctly switch into I want a laser. They will backdash, they will then start lasering, they'll do a hop laser. They don't really seem to try and do them to get in, they do them just as a means of, this is what I'm doing. And then they'll either make an approach. Oh my god!
My god!
Who does that? Who goes for that?
Hollow does that.
Hollow does
Mayhem.
that.
Yeah,
Hollow
that's
does that.
exactly
You right,
it.
Jet. You right.
I've been sitting in silence, just admiring Team Mayhem stocks go up.
Honestly, I mean,
To the moon!
To the moon!
Against Wonder Wing!
Tried and,
stage egg into Wonder Wing.
tried and true, Joycey. Tried and true.
Tried and true. This bear's a menace.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just going down there, just meeting and say, you know what, time to end your goddamn life.
But nuts.
I mean,
Honestly,
Holo
nuts.
obviously had like stocks to spare
Yeah.
as well. So like even if that went awry, they were just gonna come back on a Halo.
I would say
platform.
low-key probably could have made it back,
Yeah.
genuinely. Which is the craziest part. Like, you have the tools to get down there and come back. But the Diddy Kong is back out. Obviously, tried out the Wolf. Didn't quite work out as he wanted to. But as we said, Joycey, because it wasn't brought out in Game 3, it means there was an opportunity for the Diddy Kong to come back out and see it up. Honestly, like, a pretty, like, famous strategy, actually, I remember, is at Summit where, like, Proto would swap characters every single game.
Yes.
And, like, you know, genuinely sort of swap between, like, the Min and Lucina, so that players would never really get used to it. So there's that merit, too, that obviously, like, Holo did face the Diddy Kong initially, but has just had to face the Wolf, you know, now back on Diddy Kong. So Holo's got to remember, like, how to fight the Diddy Kong.
I think the only downside with that kind of strategy is that you would hope that Jodgers would at least be able to sneak a game with the Wolf, right?
Yeah,
Because
which is the issue.
after
Yeah.
that, it's like, regardless of the characters... Oh my God!
Send a message!
I was going to say, Jodgers is like, hey, this is a different Diddy Kong. Come here, let me show you the blast zone. But in the same vein, Holo just firing back straight away. Real good stuff from...
out for the barrel.
Yeah, it's just... Oh, there it goes. Good stuff holding shield. Afterwards, Holo did not want to take any unnecessary extra percent. But yeah, the problem is that even if Jodgers does get this game, Holo then has 2 more games. And Jodgers has either got to risk it on the Diddy Kong and get more data, the Wolf, which is shown to be unsuccessful, or an entirely different character, which he has no idea how it's going to go. So it's, you know, I like the strategy. And again, I do think the Diddy Kong was the better choice, and particularly we're seeing that these are these moments where Jodgers can really make the character shine. Some nice early kills, some nice little conversions that are keeping it competitive, but it feels like Holo is just really dictating the pace of this game.
Yeah, I definitely think Holo has kind of remembered, like, oh yeah, okay, this is how you fight the Jodgers Diddy. You know, like, slowly been taking control of this game, but Jodgers obviously still not out of it yet. They are both on the same amount of stocks. Oh, they were until the berry.
Yeah, looking a lot like Snake with that up tilt, snapping to the heavens and sending Diddy along with it.
I think it looks like Snake in general with the grenades as well.
Yeah,
It's just
honestly.
controlling the pace of the game. Like in game 1, you saw that they held that banana, and it's just controlling the pace. It's just you lost your biggest tool, and I'm back here, still wooling you off, and I'm doing it whether you holding it or I'm holding it. It's just keeping that lead, the slow pace.
So I think that's like been the big thing, right? Like part of the switch to Wolf that Jodgers originally did is that Wolf can deal with the projectiles that Holo tosses out way better than Diddy can. So like at these kind of ranges, Jodgers at a disadvantage. But when Jodgers gets in, this Diddy can actually work wonders. And speaking of wonders as well, it will stop Wonder Wing if it's on the floor because it kind of counts as a command grab if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm not too sure.
Oh, I believe it'll make him trip. I believe. We'll find out, but either way, no use in speculating when Jodgers is fighting in a fight to stay alive on this final tournament stock.
Oh, at the back
Holo
end,
lives on.
nearly doing it as well, but just not enough yet. Holo's still hanging on, but like Jodgers really does need to try and take this stock as quickly as possible. Does not want this to get out of hand, which is very quickly doing, Joycey.
Yeah. Oh, and
It's-
the
No.
grenade
It
goes
got out of
off
hand. It got out of
a
hand.
little too early.
It got out of hand.
It's unfortunate. Again, Jodgers had some good potential to kind of begin to bring it back, but just an early kill like that just kind of sealed the fate. But
Yeah.
honestly, huge shout out to Holo. Made it
Yeah.
top 8.
Yeah, what an upset. What
I
an
know,
upset.
like-
So, okay, it came to seeding this event, right? And, like, I'm not afraid to talk about this now. It came to seeding this, and obviously all the players, the commentators, the admins got to see the seeding before we released it to the public. We had a couple of things that want to change it.
Yeah, we had a secret
And
intel.
yeah. I was looking at Pool A, which was Bloom, Holo, Achilles, and
Kerbo.
Kerbo.
Yeah.
And when I was seeding that, people were telling me, Holo to the moon. Holo stocks all day long, put him second to Bloom. And I, as his friend, agreed with that. I was literally like, I know he can go I know he can go the full 9 yards. I know he can go all the way. But he's only... I say only just. He's literally got a meme he has prepared of like all of his good results. So when people say he's on the right, he goes, nah, I've been here for a while.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
What a cool, bold move. But like, being real, he's just getting the public eye. It doesn't matter how many
Yeah.
times he's won. His name is getting out there now.
Yes.
What I wanted wasn't to seed him high, because then if he falls short, he doesn't get noticed for it. He
Yes.
gets, like, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
crap, he's been upset. He shouldn't have been that high anyway. But if I put him lower than I think he is, and he makes this upset and gets here, this is a talking point now. Hollow is now definitely one to watch. Not statistically, I'm not saying that, but in a tournament of the 16 best players in the entire country, he's sitting in top 8.
Yeah.
That's,
And I feel like
that's the talking point.
I feel like as well with Hollow, like he's definitely on the rise recently. So it's kind of still, he is still a little bit in that kind of like uncertainty, like how far is this guy gonna go?
Yeah.
But I mean, as you said, Dallas, I mean, like the Hollow stocks are going to the moon at the moment. Like
I
he's
think
playing
they
well. But of course, you know, as we talk about Hollow, we do need to talk about Jodgers as well.
Definitely.
Like I say, you know, we're not gonna
Well,
summon him over for
actually,
Trinity
no.
Feud depending on how he's feeling. But
Talk about Jodgers first.
you know, he is equally, you know, Jodgers obviously, I know, played amazing. I mean,
Yes.
made 9th at the tournament as well. Obviously, an incredible player in his own right. Obviously, I know he'll be sort of wanting to grind out more, wanted to go further. But you know, if we don't get him an interview, I know that obviously he is, you know, obviously incredibly thankful to his community. He's, you know, he's enjoyed being here as well. So I think, you know, if he doesn't say it himself, then I know he is very, very thankful to everyone that did vote him in, and obviously, big love to Scotland as well.
Yeah.
Yes, of
So-
course.